Hello, sirs and madams, and welcome to another episode of Obra Dinn. Okay, today we are getting serious. We're locking in, all right? Too many people have been commenting, Lego Spidey, you're stupid. No, you're not saying that. I'm kidding. Don't get red in the face. I'm joking. I'm joking. It's okay. I know I'm stupid. I know that's what you really meant. You was just being nice about it. I'm going to be locking in this episode. I got Lego wifey on my left. She taking notes. I'm gonna brain through this as hard as I can. All right, I'm gonna go through this book. All right, chronologically, I'm pressing Q. We're starting at the beginning one last time. If you know, you know. And we're just going to go through the chapters one after the next of everything that we've got. We're going to go through it chronologically, see what we can glean from the situation, from the chapters, from the book, from the characters that we see, who was where, when. If we feel like we need to check a memory, we're going to check it directly. If not, if we feel like we got enough info in the explanation, description, and such, you know, in this part, in the little picture, and who was there and all that, then we'll move on. Okay, we're gonna go over it once, and then we're gonna hone in on specific individuals who we have not yet identified but are identifiable. Bro, how did my stuttering behind do that full sentence so clearly? It pays to think a little. Okay, now let's get into it. So, starting at the beginning here, we done already read the preface again last episode, so we're not going to do that again. We got all the information. The most interesting thing here is that we are remembering that Henry Evans, we've identified him. We know who he is now. He was the surgeon. Let me just make sure I'm not talking out of my booty right now. All right, yes, he is the surgeon, all right? I said was, but he hasn't died. He's alive in Morocco, Africa. That's what this preface tells you. See, everything in this book has something to tell you, all right? So we got to pay attention to literally everything. I bet you there's still something about this route that tells us something about the game that we don't know yet, right? But let's move on for now. Let's not think about the next steps, right? The next thing we got to do in the cargo hold and the more people we can find who are dead. Let's not think about that yet. I want to clean up house a little bit first, figure out all these things that we've maybe missed before we start moving forward again, because we're just becoming inundated with information. Don't know jack right now. Let's just get straight to the chapter. Loose cargo. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to go below deck. It'll be more quiet in here. I don't like the ambient sounds in here as much because it makes me feel all scared. But it's better. It'll be much more quiet. I won't be screaming over the waves. All right, here we go. Loose cargo. Looks like only 2 people died in this one. They're just coming at it with fresh eyes. I'm going to pretend I ain't even seen these before. All right? Like, on the cargo deck. So here's this guy, Rando number 1. He is a 3-notch. We know he was crushed by falling cargo. I remember this memory. Okay. We don't know who he is at all. He has one memory he was in, and it's the one in which he dies. The first thing we got to do is see what happened when he dies. All right. Somebody says, make way coming through, orlop stern, neath the tiller. I don't know what the tiller is. Forgot. But orlop stern is the one above the cargo, right? So they was lowering this, and then he says, lower away. And he goes, oi, wait, no, down below. Okay, wait a minute. The way this is sounding, just reading it, it sounds like they start lowering it, right? And somebody yells for him to lower it, for them to start going fast. And the guy down here is like, wait, I'm down here. And then they try to stop it. Because remember, if you guys remember from last episode, the rope snaps. So maybe they try to stop it and the rope snaps anyway. I don't know. That might be one we have to look at again. I'm gonna be real. Important thing to note is who was present and how many of them do we know and how many of them do we not know. Start from the top. We got Nathan Peters, a man of the sea. All right. Let's note the jobs of the people who are around. Okay. Here's our guy who got crushed. He's hanging out with Nathan Peters, so he's probably a man of the sea, right? Look at how many men of the sea we got. 1, 2, 3. There's a top man for some reason, but 3, 4. This guy, don't know who he is, but we know all these guys. Yeah. Well, we don't know this guy, but we know he's a man of the sea. Or we guessed it, okay? This guy's a passenger. Man of the sea, man of the sea. So these are, both guys are... Oh. I have guessed this guy, but he's not confirmed. But let's just say he's probably a man of the sea, right? Gotta trust my guesses. We know him for sure, and we know him for sure. Then this guy we don't know at all, but we guessed that he was a man of the sea. Okay, so let's be real. Home Dog gotta be a man of the sea. Let's check the men of the sea here. There's actually way more men of the sea than I remembered. Look at all these English guys and Irish guys at the end here. There's no one that jumps out of me as has to be this guy, right? Something about him is something we're supposed to be able to guess. It makes me want to go back to this memory. Because maybe there's something happening around him that tells us who he is. It might be a good idea. I know it's only the first one, but like, why not, right? We're locking in this episode, so maybe it's time to lock in. His corpse is in the cargo deck, so we have to go down. Down, 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 down. I hate this one because this is where all the demons came and killed people. All the corpses in here is crazy looking. Ugh. Isn't there demons down here too? Right. There's demons in that door. Yeah, we're not going in there. We'll figure it out without going in there, all right? Chill out. I'm joking. We'll look at that eventually. Wait! No! Okay, I don't know. So, make way, coming through. All up stern, neath the tiller, lower away. Now somebody else said, oi, oi, wait, down below. Is it Lars? So this guy, he's just doing his work. He don't know what's happening. This guy turns around, but I think he turns around probably because of what he heard, right? This guy seems like maybe it could be this guy yelling like, hey, wait. Him or Lars, you know, because Lars is looking. He can obviously see what's going on. We don't know who he is, so that doesn't help. And we don't know who this guy is either. Unfortunately, the two people who are next to him, we don't know who they are. So, let's see. Look, you see that? You see that rope having broken? It's not connected to anything, but looks like there's more rope on top of it. And there looks to be another guy even further up looking down. Look, he seems to be like the first guy who dies, right? So maybe if we go to the thing with the hammocks, like maybe there's a hammock and nobody's sleeping in it or something like that. So I don't remember where the first time the hammocks show up. Oh, right here in Bitter Cold, which is convenient, right? So if we go back to the next, if we literally just skip to the next thing really quick and check this scene out, maybe we'll see like his thing empty. Let's go do that. Let's do that right now. I think this is it.
Эй, наплевать, привязывайся. За собой следи, Дина.
Sayed? Sayed उठो कुछ पी लो
Okay, so Saeed dies like this is really early on. This is like freaking their ship just like started going and Home Dog's already dead of disease. So we need to find something that doesn't have anybody feet in it, right? So there is this one that's empty, but we assume it's this guy. And these three are in that one. Those three, right? You know? There's feet in all these. Feet. Wasn't there also a guy like that was labeled X for some reason? Maybe there's like a hammock that's down. Maybe we're not looking for a hammock that's up. A hammock that's down. It's like supposed to be up. You see anything like that, guys? Here is X. No, so we've got 54, 51, and 53, and then this guy's X. I think this is Abraham, right? So he is 52, which is Abraham. We don't know why he's using an X. Okay, anyway. Next, we've got 58, 57, 56, and 55. 55 through 58 is what we have over here. So that's Hannah Diome, Henry Brennan, Alexander Booth, and Patrick O'Hagan, Men of the Sea. We've got 47 here, 45 and 46. 45 through 46, which is Leo Volkov, Alarkus Nikishin, Alexei Toporov. And then over here we've got 39, 40, 41, 38, 59. All right, so we've got 39, 41, 38 to 41. And then there's also 59 here for some reason. 38 to 41 are the Chinese topmen. Huan Li, Jizong, Li Hong, Wei Li. And then 59 for some reason, George Shirley. Over here we've got 42 and 37. 42 is Nicholas, and 37 is Timothy Bootment. All right, and then 36. Ooh, that's Omid. This guy. He is Omid, so we have confirmed who he is, just not his fate. That's weird. Okie dokie. I mean, I feel like so if I go so here we're on the bitter cold. We haven't found exactly the guy we're looking for or the thing that we were looking for in order to solve this. But maybe we see it later. Like all three of these memories are on the Orlop deck where people are sleeping. So let's just look at all of them. Let's go through all of them. I mean, we're going to do that anyway. But we need to actually look at all of them, is what I mean. So, just first, timeline, so we're all on the same page. They get ready to go, and they have a little accident where a man gets crushed by falling cargo. All right? That's the first thing that happens in the timeline. Shortly after that, and I mean seconds, an unidentified stowaway is then killed in the same incident and never found, left in the barrel. Soon after that, at the bitter cold, look at how far we've gone. So we're here by the bitter cold. So this is significant. I mean, we've crossed Europe, essentially, at this point. And I don't know if they stopped anywhere. It doesn't look like they did. It doesn't say they did. Our man, Solomon Said, succumbs to sickness right here. His friends find him. He's not waking up. He's coughing. Some Russian guys are playing cards, and he dies. His friend's sad. Next, this is what we're about to look at. Another man, Renfred, succumbs to tragic illness. in the surgeon's room. Well, same as the other fellow, some lung disease, not consumption. I don't know what that means. Made worse by the cold. Will it spread? If so, we'd all have it. They must have picked it up at the Lascar house. I checked all hands just now, and everyone is healthy. And him? What are his chances? I gave him some laudanum. We'll see. So, Lascar house. I didn't say anything. I didn't, think anything of this the first time around, but possibly these men who got sick, at least two of them died of this sickness. So the first guy died and had died by this time. This guy is getting treated and dies as they're talking about his treatment. Let's go look at it. I was thinking that maybe these guys died together because, maybe they were near each other or something. Is this Renfred? Yeah, this is Renfred. Okay, so this guy and this guy, they are near each other, right? So that would be making sense, except these guys are also near, and they didn't get sick, as far as I know. So they might live together, which is maybe some kind of indication of something else. I don't know. Talk about the Lascar house. Maybe other people live there too. So that's something to think about. Where is the corpse for this? Right, he's going up the stairs. Taking him away. Da-dum. We'll listen to it.
Well, same as the other fellow. Some lung disease, non-consumption. Made worse by the cold.
Will it spread?
If so, we'd all have it. They must have picked it up at the Lascar house. I checked all hands just now, and everyone is healthy.
And him? What are his chances?
I gave him some laudanum. We'll see.
Yeah, so Home Dog died moments after he mentioned his treatment. We all know who everyone in this room is, so we won't take the time. The reason I'm looking around is because as he was talking, I heard some chanting or something in the background. I assume it's these two guys, saying stuff for their dead friend or whatever. But I just wanted to make sure. Here's another guy. So these are two guys we still don't know who they are. Very interesting. What happens to them? Because by the time this guy dies, I can't remember if these two guys are still around. I think this guy is. Or maybe it's this guy. One of them is holding her back from trying to save this guy. Anyway, we'll call it. Won't spend too much time on this one. But we did find some information out, I think. Sickness and all that. Next. Starboard wall. Oh, you're right. It's this. It's this. How could I forget? The cow.
Take him to the cockpit. Get him wrapped and see to last rites.
Get him wrapped and see to last rites.
Hit her here.
That's the guy
Swing.
before.
Get through the skull and stone her brain. I'll cut her throat when you've done it.
Here?
Yeah. Come on before she kicks up. You all right there, sir?
What? Never been on a farm, Chuck?
Mind your shoes now.
Okay. So, this is Charlie. We know this is Charlie. We know who he is. And we know who he is. It's Thomas. It's Peter. Did we confirm Thomas? No, we haven't confirmed Thomas. And the only reason we haven't is because we don't know what to put for his attacker's name. We know who they probably are. We don't actually see him get stabbed, but there's only two options. But I don't know the names of those men. Yet. if we look over here, this is when this guy's getting pulled away, right? So this is moments after what just happened. That's the surgeon's mate. And this is the surgeon. With a monkey, by the way. I never got over this. Where did the monkey come from, and where does he go? Seriously. Who are the guys carrying him away? There's his friends? Right. These are his friends. These are the guys that found him. These guys are the same guys that were looking before. I don't happen to see any hammocks around. So, nothing to see here, I guess. Okay, nothing there. On to chapter 3. I didn't know we had so many in a row. All right, awesome. So this was the first one. Here's where the second one happened. I mean, around here. And here's where we are now. The murder. This is when a murder happens. This is not long after they've set sail, man. Like, in the grand scheme of things. Like, goodness gracious. Let's see what happens. 3 people die here. First person who dies is Nunzio Pasqua, knifed by the second mate. Hello, who is there? Who is that? Is someone hurt? This is the guy who gets stabbed. Eh? Senor Nichols, is that you? What are you doing down here? Hello, yes, all fine here. Just sorting some things out. Watch your step here. Let me help you. So he pretends to help him and he kills him. If I remember correctly, the one guy... Yeah, there's only 3 people present here. So this guy... This is where we saw the really special, like, shiny thing. Right. I don't know what that was, but it must have been some kind of treasure. And second mate was trying to get it. So he knocked this guy out. And while he was doing stuff, his dirty deeds, this guy finds him, so he has to kill him. I don't know what could possess this guy to confess to killing him when he obviously didn't do it. But maybe we'll find that out. I don't know if we should actually look at this. I mean, except to just look at the shiny thing again. I don't think I need to. I remember it quite well. Next one. This one, literally immediately after this. I don't know how much time has passed, but assumedly not much. And he's already sitting there tied up, bagged, awaiting death. Hok Seng Lao, you have been found guilty by self-confession, as in he confessed, to the murder of Nunzio Pasqua. And the lady's like, no, he has done nothing wrong. And then this guy's like, Miss Lim, it's too late, quiet. As captain of this ship, and by the authority of the East India Company, and thus the Crown of England, I sentence you to death by firing line. Mr. Wolf, are you ready? Right, sir. Ready, men. Aim. Fire. So, in this, if I remember correctly, you know, you have the second mate just sitting there watching like a piece of garbage. So these guys are here. They haven't died yet. Nobody's left yet. So it's interesting. Going through it chronologically, I sort of start to understand things a little better now. A guy dies on the cargo, then the sickness happens, and things seem normal for a while, except outside of 2 guys dying from the sickness. Then somebody gets murdered, do some dirty deeds, and then seemingly this guy confesses to the murder. We kill him for murder, right? So, and almost everybody is watching. Well, at least all the important people. This is interesting. Interesting, actually. Let's stop for a second and realize this. All these other people aren't here, right? We've got some sort of main characters almost, like the butcher. Don't know who this guy is. Some topmen, and then a bunch of the captain's mates are all here. I really want this guy to be the 4th mate. This is the only other guy who has like a fancy hat. All these guys have hats. Like, look at this. Captain, third mate, first mate, second mate. They have hats, so he has to have a hat. Like, he has a hat too. Maybe he's fourth mate, okay? We've got the gunner's mate and the gunner, who's Mr. Wolf. He's the one who's setting these guys up for the firing line up. This guy, we still don't know who he is. ES is there, of course, because he's depicting this. We don't know who this guy is. And this guy is blurred. It's the bosun. That's the man of the sea. Is there a bosun's mate? There is. And we don't know who he is, but he's a Frenchman. Good to know. Let's move on to the third thing. Part 3. Now, here's something we don't... Besides the first one, this is the only one we haven't figured out so far. Okay, so this must be when the second mate decides to make off with the treasure. I don't know if he's actually making off with the treasure or if he's just escaping. I don't know why he would try to escape. It looks like most people don't know he killed the guy. So that's why I add the maybe he was trying to make off with the treasure thing. Because, like, otherwise, what the frick? All right. Analyzing scene. On your toes, boys. How can you do this? Load her up. Best we push off. Let me go. Give her here, will ya? Captain. Somebody's yelling for the captain. Slack the lifts and lower the boats. The whole crew will be on us. He says, give it up! Right. Dog says, give it up! I don't know what the heck the energy of that was. Like, I can't tell you what that was at all. Like, what accent that was. I still remember it. He's up here with other topmen. So I could assume he's also a topman. He also comes from in the memory, he also is coming from the ropes, right? Which is what is the topman's domain, so to speak. So he could be like, honestly, he could be legit any of these topman guys. Yeah, so no way to know for sure to me at this point. So we're supposed to know him somehow. What's the other memory he's in, though? All right, well, we'll get into this later. We're doing this as chronological right now. So we just did chapter 3, which is the murder. Then we have the calling, which it doesn't have a location with a circle on it. So hard to know how we're supposed to figure that one out. Then we have the chapter 5, Unholy Captives, which we have just recently started. The Captain Stewart killed somebody for some reason, right? That's all we know. So we kind of, between the second mate's sort of mutiny and now, there's a lot that we don't know, like what happens. And then all of a sudden, we're thrust into the Captain Stewart killing somebody for what? No. And it's the last thing that happens in this chapter, too, so it's not really a good starting point. Keep pressure here. His leg, if you remember, his leg gets sort of cut off. Hold him down. What madness is this? 20 years, my steward, and never a doubt on your sanity. Explain yourself. All right, so that's the captain. Those ungodly beasts carry a curse. Throw them back or doom us all. That's what he's saying. So I don't know why he felt the need to attack this guy. We don't know who he is about this. Maybe that's a hint. Like maybe he has something to do with that. I mean, look at his notch. He's one notch of guessing. Tie him up and put him in the lazarette with those things. He may yet find his senses. Come on, Eradadar. I forgot what that meant. You fools. All's fine, John. Been in worse spots, I think. Where's the rest of his leg? Right, so that's stupid. Now, he says his name. I don't know if he's talking to him. I think he must be. How many Johns do we have? I can only assume a lot. We have John Naples and John Davies, fourth mate. Interesting thought, but of him being the fourth mate, but I think it's more likely he's one of the men of the sea, because all of the people in the firing line, notice this is him in the firing line, are men of the sea so far. So we could do a guess just for now. Don't know. Maybe wrong. We'll come back to this. Next. So the next thing, I wonder if we've got... We do. Okay, look. Let's see. So this happens right here. Between here and here. Or oh, no, the murder... This is a very great way of knowing time between things, between chapters. This happens here, then this happens here. The murder is chapter 3. And then all of a sudden we're here at chapter 5. So what happens in between these two chapters must not be a lot. Or it must be a lot, but it must all happen in a short amount of time, potentially. Interestingly, this, look, you see the main line? This is the charted course, and I think this is the actual course. Yeah. Okay. So, when we get to Soldiers of the Sea, we're here. So, they were trying to go over here. We're starting turning around already. They didn't even make it halfway through their journey. They're already turning around. So the start of this is... See, they're talking about... he's talking about a curse in this one. And then the start of the next one is literally a guy getting electrocuted, right? And then what happens right after this? Demons. Terrible beasts. So we have an unknown topman at the top of this one who gets electrocuted. He's in 3 memories. Look at it. Mainsail hauled up. Secure the braces and lower the topsail. So work fast. The wind is alive. Okay. So they're in a storm. They're in the middle of a storm, and they're trying to get out of here. Then this guy gets electrocuted. He falls to his death. Like right as this happens, the next part in chapter 6, Nicholas gets run through by a literal devil. Heave, run, what is it? Bloody devil! Another one over here! Right, so 2 of them show up at the same time. So then we go on to this guy getting killed. It's still the demon thing. In Daemon! Out of the way. Beat to quarters. Enemy aboard. What's going on? Stay back. It's already done for Nick. Come on, boss. No, get down. Hey, catch. Right, he tries to throw a bomb at it or something, or a projectile, and it spikes him. We're not supposed to know who he is, and we know literally all the other people. So whatever. Next thing that happens, Pursuit goes downstairs, kills the surgeon's mate, and this guy, I'll look at it. We're no use. Burn it quick. All right. So they know that they can't fight it, so they're like, let's use fire. Kill it with fire. Part 4. On the wait. Let me just check, make sure. So as we get into the deck, we're seeing more of the leaders like come into play. Down, like we got the bosun, the gunner, the first mate. You know, everybody's coming out of the woodwork to fight the demons. Then next is Charles. He gets spiked. If I remember correctly, Charles is the one. He gets the fire going, doesn't he? But then the beast spikes him. He gets killed. R.I.P. Charles. I don't think there's any words. I think it's just screaming and weird sounds. Then the next thing is our home dog, the butcher, gets spiked. This is ridiculous. Look at this. I've got you. Don't move. I'll get you down. Give me that gun. Right? Looking at him, look, if you see him in this memory, Home Dog is done for. He's KO'd. He's done. Goodbye. Life ended. I can't believe he was talking to him like this. Don't worry, I'll get you down. Huh? That's optimism on another level. Here's Davy James, not Davy Jones. I said it wrong last episode. My bad. Fourth mate Stewart was shot with a gun by an unknown man of the sea. That's essentially what it is. We know who did it, but we don't know his name. It's this guy, I think. They make for the lazarette. Secure the hold. Someone shoot the dang thing. Right. So, never got this one yet. I'm pretty sure this will be completed when we go into that one room with the demon in it. Well, we'll do that later. Maybe next episode. I don't know. We're locking in this episode. We're not doing new stuff yet. Then it's the Doom. We're very well acquainted with the Doom. So this is literally right after the demon stuff, we encounter this. So this is not long, guys. Look at this again. They're just turning around and they're this is a bad place in the sea to be, I guess. There's demons and freaking monsters here. Lars gets clubbed by Nathan Peters. Wait. So, let me on. Over my dead body, you bloody Dane. Eh? How's that? There's no cause for trouble, boys. There's no cause for trouble, boys. Get in the boat. Thought I'd forget. You killed me, brother. What? That was an accident. The ropes. The ropes broke. It wasn't his fault. I saw the whole thing, right? Because that black guy was standing there looking at it. Lies. I shouldn't have waited so long. No, don't. So, okay. Nathan Peters kills Lars Lind because Lars, who was upstairs, we see him upstairs. Right. He's the one who says, let it go down. Okay, hold on. Before we continue this, we have to go back. Home Dog, first guy who dies by a crushing fallen cargo, has to be the other's Peters. Samuel. Well done. Even more fates. Well, wait. What were the other ones I got? Because... Oh! John Naples. And Nick. Okay. We got John Naples and Nick. That suggests to me that all of our other guesses are doo-doo water. Because those were the only, like, semi-good guesses we had. Those two that just showed up. Okay, so the achievements we got were, like, I think 30 fates solved, which is actually insane when you think about it. And also having all the fates in the first one done, the first chapter, which is kind of a dumb one because there's only one guy in it, but whatever. Well, that's cool. I'm just trying to find that second one that it gave us. This guy. So John Naples, the man of the sea, was killed with a sword by Phillip, who was the captain steward. Wait, that's how we're confirming people's names without confirming their fates. It's because they kill other people or they're in another memory that needs their name. That's okay. It's good to know or to remember. Okay, so yeah, so we've confirmed that other guy too is the captain steward. So he is John Naples, not the fourth mate, John. That's good. Where's the captain's mate again? He was up here, wasn't he? Yeah, there he is. So he was the one attacking people for what? We don't know yet. And here's Nick. Nick was speared by a terrible beast. That was what happened to him. That was right. So anytime they use their big stick, it's speared. It's good to know. All right, let's get back to it. We got past Lars. This is valuable information. That's so good. Next, our good friend Edward Spratt, the artist, gets absolutely murked while he's using the restroom. Nothing very interesting in this one. There might be... Let's see, where's the location of this? This is the gun deck. There may or may not be hammocks here. I can't remember. Should we check? Let's check. So this was on the gun. We know where it is. We know where it is. I will never forget this one. Never. Hello, my friend.
A few moments later.
Okay, we're back. So there are hammocks in here. We got 48 and 49 and 36. So what does that tell us? By the dune, the topman Omid is still alive, and Nathan Peters is still alive, and Lars by this part in the dune. Okay, that's easy. That's easy. We knew that already. 40 over here's 43, 44. We got Maba, right? We know him. He's the New Guinea man. 44, Lewis. Lewis hasn't died yet. It's good to know. Good for Lewis. 45. Who's 45? 45 is... So this is Volkov. Interestingly, home dog Volkov, right, is by himself. Where's his buddies? Didn't he have 2 buddies next to him? They're gone. What happened? We've got... Who are you? Is he actually Whaley? He is actually Whaley. He was devoured by terrible beasts. And then there's this guy. Frick this guy, because he just shows up everywhere. This guy is 41. So 41 was Whaley 41? Whaley was 41. This guy, I wish I could see your number on your dang thing. Why'd you take it down? Show it to me. Come on. I should be able to... Can I do mad glitch? Mad glitches. Ugh. Why would he put it in here? You know what? Like, why would it even if I clipped through, I shouldn't be able to see it. Like, he shouldn't put it in there. All right, remember this guess, guys? Remember when I was smart? Remember this? I remember. You remember? This is X. So X is alive. Or a hypothesis is that the X... the only other time we see X's, this is a stupid hypothesis, is it shows us how many people are going to die, right? And it goes X. I don't know what that means, but I'm seeing that connection, all right? Somebody had said to me that these are like extra hammocks. So it's not a numbered hammock. It's just, oh, somebody needed an extra one, so they grabbed one. But that doesn't make sense to me. Unfortunately. But we'll let's check these over here. So we have 56, we have 57. Henry Brennan is 56. So that's this guy. And Alexander Booth is 57. Home dog over here. Interestingly, there's a sword around here somewhere. Over here. Something about this screams hint. So whoever we see with this sword, maybe do we already know who all the people over here is? 48, 49, 36. 48, 49, and 36. So yeah, we already know everybody. So it doesn't matter. This guess does not matter. I probably figured it out by not figuring it out, by just guessing. And this hint was just sitting here waiting for me. Right, okay. That's it, I think. Still have to figure out what this X is all about. Don't know yet. Let's get out of here. Good to see the hammocks. They're valuable. They're still here. 44. I forgot. So that's Lewis Walker. What happened to Lewis? He never took his hammock down. Yeah, Lewis never took his hammock down. He never took his hammock down. Look at all these dang beds. I'm sitting here like, you guys couldn't put a few more beds in? Like, the homies sitting in hammocks, bro. All right. What's next? All right, so we on part 4. We got Abraham. We know he was crushed by a loose cannon. Simple. Load, move my hands, aim level, ready, no. Belay spark, crush. So that's what happened to him. Let's see, is there anyone in this memory that we don't know? Because I feel like we should have gotten all these guys. The only one we don't know so far is this guy. Next. So we have the gunner and this guy. The fuse! As in the gunner he notices that the fuse is still on. And it shoots them. Now, I'm going to assume they're both shot until further notice. But every time I go back to the scene, I cannot find this man's body. Like, I just cannot. So I had the thought that maybe he was blown overboard, because in the scene before this one, I thought I saw him sort of not hanging out the window, but his hand was on the windowsill and he was sort of leaning towards it. So it could be that he falls out, right? So next, Roderick Anderson, third mate Stewart, was crushed by a loose cannon. We know that. It's one of the first guys we found. What's happening here? Sir, loose cannon. She's healing over. Find your footing. Yeah, and he dies. All right. Peter, midshipman, was blasted by an explosion. Yes. This all seems right. Get to the main bit quick. Hold on. Hold on. Throw it. Throw the powder. Right, so I assumed that was him saying that, but it looks like it's not. So somebody just legit said, throw it at him. So here's Maba getting torn apart by a terrible beast. We have to figure out, remember, I think somebody says a Frenchman is torn apart, right? And we need to figure out who that Frenchman is. And potentially he's in this scene. I mean, right? So how many people do we not know? We don't know this guy. We don't know this guy. He doesn't die in this scene, though. So, no point. We don't know this guy. We don't know this guy. Right. Know this guy. Okay. Yeah, we don't know this guy. I keep forgetting that we don't know this guy because he's been around probably the longest for me. Like, he's one of the first guys we see. Okay. Moving on. And then infamous? What the frick is wrong with me? Infamous Abigail. Martin, where's the captain? Have you lost your mind? Get back inside. I want my husband. Where is he? He's below deck. Come here. Right. Gets crushed by falling rigging. Unfortunate. Helmsman is alive a long time before he dies. And then there's a bunch of disappearances here. So this is what I was talking about the Frenchman gets, because I believe not in the bargain, but after this, in the escape, we have this guy talking about his Frenchman getting killed. So we don't see it outright, but there's a bunch of disappearances. So one of these guys got to be the Frenchman. And he's got to be sort of ripped apart by a terrible beast. Or devoured. One of the two. Oh, you know how we can figure that out? Let's go to literally the bosun's. We'll just go to the next one. He talks about it, right? So, put me down, let go. Easy now, you're in a bad way. The squid! Where's my Frenchman? The squid's gone. Your mate was torn apart. Verdammt! The beast is dead? How? How did you kill it? Didn't. It left with the storm. Captain came up from the hold, said he chased it off. You should rest. A curse like that does not lift for nothing. And then he dies of his injuries. So Frenchman. There's only one guy who... This guy looks like a Frenchman to me. No, I'm kidding. There's only one guy who's French. If you look at the nationalities. Oh, is it this? I mean, it's not this guy, right? Maybe we should just look at this memory again. Let's look at this memory. Her. Because this is... Oh, but... Oh, my gosh. There's so much in the Doom. These are just, like, disappearances in the Doom. So, it could be... It could be here. I think it's most likely that these people disappear here or here. Because that's where the most chaos is happening. And maybe not all of them disappear here, but the Frenchman probably gets torn apart in one of these two. So let's start with Maba. Oh. I just thought of something. Remember how just before this, at the beginning of the Doom, these guys are trying to escape? And then later on, during one of... I can't remember if it's this one or this one, we see, like, that boat get, like, absolutely yomped. Well, that's because the guys who are on the boat gets eaten. So we just need to figure out exact... Let's go back here. We know who some of these guys are now, right? So he's on it. He's on it. Right. So we don't know who these guys are, but we know they must get eaten. He gets eaten by a beast. We altered this guy, but we didn't alter these guys. So let's go back there. We may not know their names, but we know their fates. And then we could guess which one is the Frenchman. Eaten by a terrible beast. Devoured by a terrible beast. And this guy, same deal. Devoured by a terrible beast. Alright, so now we know what happened to those guys. This guy, we still don't know. So it's still useful for this guy and for this guy to look at both Maba's death and Abigail's. Let's take a look. Here you are. What's up, boy? Oh, look at those. Yeah, so that's those three guys getting absolutely destroyed, bro. And that is a piggy. Pigoo. Am I stuck? What the frick? Okay. Why can you go in this way but not the other ways? You did that on purpose, bro. Who's you? What are you doing up there, bro? That's Home Dog. I should have known he was a top man just from that. Who are you? That's the third mate doing his thing. We got Home Dog over here. So we found him, but Omid's not in here. And he doesn't seem to have died yet. Like, he's still trying to spear this. So let's look at the next one. It's obvious. It's got to be in this one. I wish we could run. Anyone else want a run button? I want a run button. You see that? You see that special shiny thing? I swear to goodness, I bet you that is the same treasure as before. Okay? I'm just saying. Alright. So this is home dog trying to save home girl. So here's a bosun, right? Who's this guy? Ah, so I mean it could be this guy. This could be the bosun's mate. I mean, he's like way down here, but still. I mean, he got the stripes. Like, don't French people like stripes? You said that wasn't right for me to say that? Okay. I mean, but y'all do, right? Do you? If you do, then it's not bad, right? You say it still kind of is? Okay. Right. Maybe Obed's in this one. He is in this one. All right, let's go check the... We'll check that one. But first, let's give this guy a guess. Because this is the last one in here. He disappears. Let's be real, bro. He must get eaten, right? We don't see what happens, but he has to get eaten, if nothing else. He gets disappeared. I mean, sorry. He gets cannibalized. By a foreign... No. Devoured by a terrible beast. All right. What are we looking for? Oh, yeah. Omid was 36. Good to know. All right. We're looking for bosun's mate. Charles Miner from France. Go with that. May or may not be our guess. Well, that makes me want to guess the guy he killed, but let's just give it a second. Let's give it a second. All right, let's go to this, which is right here. Yep. Who is this? Yeah, that's Thomas. That's how we figured out this was Thomas. That's Maba. Gunner's mate, I think. That guy. Who's that guy? He who we have not seen the face of. Oh boy, there's Omid. You know, what I should have did was I should have guessed his fate. Because I remember seeing him do, like, I remember seeing this, but I didn't know who he was at the time. I didn't know or care to try to put people's fates down back when I saw this guy. So he falls off, right? But I don't know if it's hard to say, like, right? I mean, there's literally no monster on this side. It's all on that side right now. Like, could he have just died when he fell in? You know, he falls overboard. That's what happens. We'll just have to go with that for now. Yeah, so Omid falls overboard to his death. We're guessing that Charles Miner, the bosun's mate, was devoured by a terrible beast. I think we're like not completely confident, but fairly confident in these two guesses, which suggests to me that our other guesses are really bad. Because I know we have some other guesses in play. So anyway, here's the bargain. Really empty. You can't get there yet. We have the escape, which we actually looked at the first part of already. Just went back to guess some stuff. And here's Paul Moss dying. He gets killed by a sword by Leo. Last one, move quick. Oi, you'll not take the last boat. Okay, so this is Leo. Paul, look out. Stop, let them go. No. Damn. Okay, so I think Leo dies after this, right? He's shot by a gun, by a passenger. I'm just looking ahead because I want to see what exactly is happening at this point. So at this point, it looks like they're evacuating some passengers, maybe. So here are some of the ladies. And then maybe some of these other guys are getting evacuated. And like the surgeon, Mr. Henry, is probably getting evacuated, right? And the ladies, of course, and stuff like that. And so Leo doesn't want, I think it's just simply Leo doesn't want to get left behind. So he's trying to like kill them so he can leave too. Because I believe he's just a topman. Okay, so next. Leo, he also gets shot. He says, let them go. Somebody says, let them go, and then shoots him. I think it's the lady who shoots him. Yeah, Emily, yeah. So There was that. And then here we've got Olus Weater, the gunner's mate, met an unknown fate. Now, I don't feel like this is as unknown anymore. Oh, right. It's because we don't know who the other guy in this scuffle is, right? It's not him. We know who he is. Is it this guy? It's this guy. Right. Right? Gunner's mate. I might have to look at it. I might have to just look at it. But I think it's the gunner's mate and this guy are in a scuffle. Right. Before, like, I can't remember the guy's name. It's Thomas, maybe. He starts yelling mutiny, and then one guy goes to kill him, stabs him, and then they start scuffling. Him and the other guy start scuffling. Enough, Captain can't be trusted. You have a plan? Yes, we take the ship and sail east. Trade wretched fish and shelves for gold, huh? Who's there? Mutiny, mutiny, fresh bastard. No! He gets shot. By gun. By he who shall not be named. The fourth mate, maybe? Oh, that'd be an insane rando guess. If the other two are right, and I just, like, threw in John Davies, then we instantly know who the other guy is. Is that in bad taste? Oh, it did it! I'm sorry, guys. I couldn't resist. I thought that would be too easy to not do. All right, so this is Charles Minor for sure. And then he's him. And now we know what happened to Omid. Yeah, it's right. So, oh gosh. I'm sorry, guys. I know that's not the way you want me to do it, but I just thought that would be so sweet if that was true. And it is. Like, come on. That's so cool, though. So now we know this guy is, I mean, we know essentially, I think it's this guy. This must be John Davies. It's just, look, all the other mates have fancy hats. So he had to be another mate, right? Like, that was my thinking. I'm sorry. So now we can probably guess what happens to Thomas. He gets knifed by an unknown attacker. The problem is we don't know who wins this fight. Like, we don't know if the aggressor of Thomas wins this fight or if the one trying to help Thomas wins this fight. So basically I'm saying I don't know, at the time of Thomas's attack, both of them are alive, so either one of them could be his attacker. So I don't know if John Davies attacked him or if the gunner's mate attacked him. We could certainly guess, but that one seems a little bit too much of a stretch to guess right now. If we have a couple more sure guesses, maybe we'll come back to this. But yeah, this guy obviously is John Davies and gets clubbed to death by Henry Brennan. I'm trying to decide whether or not, because the game doesn't think I should know who he is yet. So I'm just trying to decide whether or not to wait on that. I might just want to not guess this. It doesn't even want me to try, right? I can guess anyway, but I won't, because it's possible that we find some other stuff out when we find this guy's. You know, I want to experience what the game wants me to find for him. This guy. I mean, let's think for a second. Would the fourth mate want to do a mutiny, or would the gunner's mate want to do a mutiny? The gunner just died, right? Let's think about it for a second. The gunner just died. The gunner's mate likes the gunner, right? They was buddies, right? And he must be like, the captain ain't doing what we need to do, right? He's trying to press on like that, right? So maybe, I'm talking gibberish, but I'm just saying, like, maybe the gunner's mate was the one who instigated it, and it's the fourth mate is the one that's like trying to save stuff. One way to maybe decide on this one is during the bosun's death, we can see both the gunner's mate and the fourth mate, and I think only one of them has a gun. So I don't know if there's a struggle, right? And one of the other guys gets the gun, but maybe knowing who has the gun first can help us. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. There's disappearances here. We know what happens. We know he's alive, but we don't know who this is. We know he's alive. He makes it out. This is the captain. We know this one thoroughly, but we'll go through it briefly. Captain, open the door, kick it in. Lest we break it down and take more than those shells, you bastards may take exactly what I give you. What shells are they talking about? Don't know what that is. Interesting thought there. William is the first mate, and he's the one who gets shot. So first mate is trying to do a mutiny, interestingly. Henry Brennan is just another man of the sea. He gets killed by the captain as well. Let's see. Where are they? They must be in here someplace. They're at the bottom of the sea. That's a lie. Oh, maybe whatever those shells things are. Like, you see the bottom of the sea thing? He says. So maybe, right, that shiny thing we can see is the captain having pushed the shells overboard, whatever those are. Okay, that's the treasure. Shiny. So then he kills him. Then there's this guy who tries to get the best of him. The captain clubs him to death. Captain is a fighter, bro. He freaking tanks all three of these guys. Then he shoots himself. And that's the end. So now I have a way better understanding of the order of operations here. Now, I mean, we've been going for quite a while. You might not know that, but I surely do. I did say we would go through characters after, but we've guessed quite a lot of people at the same time. But maybe we will briefly go over our unguessed characters. This is a guess. Davy James, the fourth mate steward, was shot with a gun by an unknown man of the sea. What happened? We know who he is now, right? We know who this guy is now. It's the Frenchman. Yes, because the demons happens before the doom. The bosun's mate is what we're looking for, right? So here it is. Okay. This is a massive guess. We know this has got to be right. So that's one. Remember that we've got the fourth mate steward like down. That's a massive guess. A lot of people we've sort of guessed, but we don't know what happened to them in their fates, actually. It's like we've actually made a lot of headway this episode already with the guesses we've made. A lot of these other guys are just like guesses of people, you know, not even their fates, except for like this guy, right? Davy James. And then we just don't know for sure with Thomas yet, right? So I think our best bet is actually trying to comb through these guys up top. See if we can figure out some of these people. I think this guy's a good start, probably. Next episode, we can look through. We'll start with that guy and go down, and we'll look through all the stuff he's in. Obviously, just two. And then we'll go to the next guy and the next guy, you know? Sort of like what we did here. He starts out in the gun deck, on the gun deck here. Interesting. So he's probably in one of the hammocks while this guy's dying. Anyway, guys, we've made like quite a few bits of headway here, all right? I feel like we locked in, all right? Do you think we locked in? I think we locked in. Okay, so that's going to be it for today. This was a long one. It'll probably be long for you because there's a lot of footage for us to comb through. If you like this, then please like and comment down below for more, because I promise you there will be more. The question of the day so far: what is your favorite member of the crew? I'm kind of liking the captain. I know he took on 3 men by himself. Like, what a beast, right? But honestly, maybe it's Henry, because Henry's the only one who got out of it. You feel me? Okay, what is your favorite member of the crew? Let me know in the comments down below. I pray you are all having a blessed day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Deuces, y'all.